Okay, so it seems we've got a big update on the VShojo situation and a lot to do with their merch. Now, this is coming from a post coming from General Geega, who, if you don't know, obviously Geega left a little bit before, obviously a lot of the VShojo stuff kind of kicked off. But obviously, she has been trying super hard to get back a lot of the merch that a lot of people have been kind of missing out on or haven't been receiving due to the fact of VShojo literally just not funding it. They don't care about, sending out the existing orders and trying to get everyone their orders. No, they just want to run off with the money and save as much as they possibly can. Which, obviously the talent, or the ex-talent, sorry, have now come in to try and, sort something out. But it seems like there is some unfortunate news to do with that. And obviously she says, unfortunate VShojo merch news. TLDR, VShojo is blocking me from getting my unfulfilled merch items. I was informed the other night that even though I have an agreement signed between myself and the company that explicitly states that I am to receive any unsold or unfulfilled merch from VShojo, I likely won't be getting it anymore. This sucks. I was going to pay to retrieve the items and take on all costs of fulfilling the orders that VShojo never fulfilled so that members of my community wouldn't get screwed. But that doesn't seem possible anymore. We learned a bit ago that the warehouse will not be releasing any merchandise to us because VShojo had outstanding debt/fees towards the company that was storing and shipping our items. One of the members came forwards wanting to pay those fees so that people like myself owed these items can at least recover them. For some reason unknown to me at this time, this is being blocked. I can make a million assumptions, but I don't have any real answers as to why this is happening. Sorry, guys. And obviously, she went live to talk about it as well. Now, obviously, yeah, this is a pretty interesting development because obviously we knew that Geega was trying to get back the, merch and trying to pay for it. And obviously, it seems like, obviously, she said one of the members actually said that they would pay for the fees that the warehouse was not releasing the merch for, because that was the last kind of update we had, was the fact that the warehouse wasn't letting go of any of the merch because VShojo was indebted to them. But now obviously someone was willing to pay off that debt so that they can then pay for the merch. Well, they, for some reason, have blocked that. And obviously, Geega seems to think that VShojo is the one that is blocking her from actually releasing the unfulfilled merch items, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why exactly they would do that. Again, maybe, I guess it makes them look worse, I guess, because they haven't fulfilled it. But the same, it's also like their fault because they're the ones that didn't fulfill the merch, right? But again, I don't see why you would even block this because, again, they are paying off debt that essentially VShojo owes. That is extra debt that VShojo still owes to, the many people and companies that they owe debt to. That's one of them ticked off the list because one of your talent have decided to pay for it, right? So again, obviously, I say talent, ex-talent have decided to pay for it. So I don't know why they've done that. It just seems very, very odd to me. And obviously Geega doesn't have much of a clue either. And obviously a lot of people have been commenting on this saying, I'm so livid, Fruit saying ridiculous. How is this even happening? This must be so frustrating. I'm sorry. Matara saying, I'm so sorry this is happening to you and everyone. I know in the future we'll all be okay and we'll make it through. But for now, we just have to keep going through it, unfortunately. Sending you and everyone involved so much love and patience. So, yeah, obviously, it's a pretty interesting situation with many people also following up on this as well. Armali making a post saying, VShojo merch, the same thing is happening to me. To make matters worse, a majority of my own merch was my property before ever joining VShojo. I paid for those items myself. And I'm not even able to get those items. I'm sorry if you're waiting on merch. Which, again, yeah, it's even worse because Armali, obviously, she joined VShojo, pretty late on, I would say. So obviously she already had her own established merch and stuff, right? And she paid for this merch and the items herself, but still hasn't been able to hand them out to her fans or anything like that, which obviously it's very, very annoying. Obviously, if you said, Armali, my absolute heart goes out to you. This is absolutely unbelievable. So I'm just at a loss for words over and over again. So this got to be so frustrating to deal with, being a new talent for them and then immediately being screwed over. I can't imagine the rage you may feel right now, especially with you having to put your own money into it. I hope everything works itself out. Said they either signed me maliciously while knowing it would all go under, or are the dumbest people alive. I don't know which is worse, which obviously, yeah, I mean, it's getting pretty, people are getting angry now, it's getting really, really annoying now. Obviously, Kason has also just put a sad face to this. So again, obviously she's kind of commented on that. We've also got Zentreya as well saying, I tried to help with payments and shipping, and I know others wanted to help as well, but as she said, the block happened and I just couldn't do anything. I'm so sorry to you guys and the other talents. There's a lot behind the scenes, as I said. This whole situation is just frustrating and it's exhausting. Apologies to all of you to see your hard work and earn money just lost like that, but I'm not deterred from helping. I'm seeing otherwise if maybe in the future, if your order was unfulfilled and such from my orders, I can help you get free merch items to make up from your order when I do release new drops. Again, I'm sorry the situation has not really improved, as I am sure the others as well. And I hope once the situation is all over, we can start getting everyone a smoother operation with the items and merch, which, yeah, that would be a very good kind of, addition. Obviously, Mitchie as well saying, so much is going on. I'm going to have meetings with Mr. Lawyer soon and see what I can disclose without getting into legal trouble myself. Then I'm sorry for not being able to say much right now, but I'll update you guys from my end soon. So, yeah, obviously a lot of them are very apologetic to a lot of their fans, which obviously, it's not their fault at all. It's not any of their fault. What they are trying to do is they're trying to get back the merch that has obviously been taken away from a lot of the fans of VShojo. These are people that are paid for the merch. They haven't just said that they wanted some and they haven't kind of released it. No, they are fully paid and they were expecting an order coming through, but that's just not going to happen. And it doesn't seem like there is any kind of way that is going to happen, obviously, as they're being blocked by VShojo now. Now, obviously, they've said in the past, if you are quite unsure about the merch, and obviously, I think that, it's quite safe to say that there's a very, 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 very high chance that it won't be coming, right? Then you should definitely talk to your bank and just try to get that kind of charge back, get the money back, because again, obviously it won't be coming and they won't be dealing with refunds as well. Obviously a company can deal with refunds, but VShojo just aren't going to do that. So, charging it back is the only thing you can do. So I definitely recommend going to go do that if you do have merch that is still outstanding. Again, I just don't think it's going to show up. As much as it sucks, as much as, obviously the merch looked, good, it's just not going to be viable, I don't think, as obviously geega says that they are blocking them from literally being able to fulfill merch items, which is crazy because, again, it's not like VShojo really have to do anything. All they have to do is pay the warehouse and then, obviously pay to send all the merch out and everything like that. But, even they can't do that, which I think is absolutely horrible, at the minimum, they could have just, allowed them to do that and, fulfill a kind of debt which they, have on their shoulders. That is a big debt on their shoulders because not only are they in debt to the warehouse that holds it, but they're in debt to the people that obviously were expecting their items. And obviously that lifts a great debt from them, that they don't have to deal with further down the line. But for some reason, they don't want to do that. For some reason, they're trying to actively block these people from doing the right thing, which is obviously giving these people their merch and, actually fulfilling it and paying for it, which is something that VShojo would never do. But obviously VShojo are, trying to block this, which I think is absolutely horrible. People saying, not your fault, most likely VShojo is going to sell them to pay the company itself before going broke, which, yeah, that is also a valid reply. I was thinking, what exactly is the motivation behind VShojo holding this? Because it just doesn't really make sense to me. As I said, it pays off a debt that they, owed. But I can kind of see that they probably will maybe keep the merch and then sell it so that they can use it for when they go bankrupt and when they file for bankruptcy. I don't know. But again, it does seem very, very weird why they would do this, unless it is for that reason. People saying the most frustrating experience ever. Sorry to hear, man. It's like a radioactive zone. Even after the fallout, there's still damage being done. Sorry you guys have to deal with all of that. I said if that warehouse is located in Texas, obviously he says they would go. I don't know where they're located. Again, they could be located somewhere completely different. So this is ridiculous. I'm so sorry. This is messed up. A lot of people are supporting them. And obviously, yeah, of course you'd support them. I mean, it's VShojo. We're going against here. They're super scummy. And obviously, VShojo haven't said anything. They haven't addressed the merch or anything like that, which again is absolutely, horrible. And again, they've literally just said that they would be, VShojo has found and mismanaged the company. That's literally what they said, and they've not addressed the merch. They've not addressed the important kind of factors that people are worried about now due to VShojo shutting down. And they've just left a lot of the talent in a very awful situation. The same with Kason. We talked about Kason and her videos talking about her dealings with VShojo too. It seems like, they're very dismissive on trying to kind of solve things, and instead are trying to drag this out even longer than it has to be. And it's just horrible to see that, because again, it is just a pretty terrible situation in general. And this is all of the talent kind of talking about this, right? Well, not all of them, but most of them that obviously had merch and things that were set to come out are talking about this. And it's just like, it's just so messed up, you know, and obviously people are not happy about this at all. But yeah, I mean, that is a whole update to the situation. I'll keep you guys up to date if there's anything else that does come out from this, because again, it is a pretty crazy situation. And obviously I hope the geega can work it out and maybe find some way to lift the block that VShojo are doing on them right now, because again, it would be nice to see people getting their merch. But again, it's you know, obviously geega is a person at the end of the day. She can't do everything, so again, you know, if she doesn't, don't blame her or anything. It's not her fault. It's VShojo's fault entirely that this even happened in the first place. She is just a person that is trying to get back what is owed to a lot of her fans, and also a lot of other people's fans as well. So again, yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code CASA, get 10% off again. They've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.